This is a bonus episode.
So
Black Adam has released. We got a premiere showing. Mine was very late at night. This was earlier, and we brought in a special guest for this episode. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Dang, I messed up my thing. All right. All right. It's late at night, so I'll usually make a big introduction, but all right, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I am the pound for pound best of the best. I am the one punch man. Yeah, right. I mean,
One
you got
punch
yourself.
man.
Yeah, I am a professional wrestler, the true champion, Andres Reyes, and I'm these fools' friends. So what's up? And it's perfect, because this is a movie about a wrestler, huh?
No,
we knew him before he wrestling, so
okay,
we don't refer to him as Andres
Yeah, I'm
Reyes.
tired as hell.
we knew him as Andrew.
Anyways, can refer to me as the greatness.
Black Adam has premiered. If you haven't watched it, then I don't know why you're listening, because they're going full spoilers ahead.
Don't worry about it. Just go.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Oh, I think we're waiting for Andrew to stop moving his camera and putting.
No, I was waiting for you.
All right. You have been warned.
There you go. You've been warned. All right. It looks like Andrew finally fixed his camera.
Yeah.
So we'll just go around the room, quick reaction, and then we'll dive deep into it. I'll go first. Why not? I'm already talking. So, quick reaction. I thought this was better than what most reviews were saying. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. It wasn't all that, but I was like, I very much enjoyed this. And I definitely had some moments where I'm like, but what are you doing? Like, what is this? But we'll talk about that later on. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, I'll go next. Yeah, so I agree with you. I feel like people giving reviews to this movie are either critiquing it too hard for what people thought it will be. It's literally a superhero movie from DC. If you went with really high expectations for the movie, then it's 100% your fault. It's not a bad movie. It's a good popcorn movie. It's action packed. The action stuff is good for a superhero movie. It's nothing too major, nothing like that. Yeah, I wanted more. I didn't get it. Am I mad about it? I'm not, because I didn't go with the expectations of it. So, yeah. Andrew, go ahead. What's your reaction?
So my reaction with it is, I didn't go in high expectation. It's DC, man. I'm a Marvel fan. Marvel till I die. I mean, even though we're gonna say Batman is the movie of the year, but I went in, like I told my little brother, I was like, this movie's gonna be, I'm going in, that's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? It's a rock movie. So rock movies are hit or miss. And I was like, the only thing I was hoping that it was gonna be Rock acting as the Rock.
Rock acting as the Rock.
Because every single actor, if they've been playing so many movies, they start getting their identity. Like Kevin Hart is not always Kevin Hart in movies. So I was like, I want it to be Black Adam. I don't want him to be the Rock, where he just shows up in different movies and should be dead after a couple of stunts.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, that's the only part I was worried. Everything else I was like, I'm just gonna go in with not that high expectations. I'm gonna be just enjoy it.
All right.
So did you?
I was actually enjoying it. I was trying to critique it hard, and then there's moments I was like, yo, man, this junk is pretty entertaining. I mean, they followed the DC formula / typical superhero formula, if you know what I mean. DC formula is find a button that does nothing but slow-mo and just spam it non-stop. There was a moment where they were doing slow-mo, and I was like, yo, there was no need to do slow-mo at this point. I'm like, bro, I felt like the end credits have slow-mo too. I'm like, bro, what the are you kidding me?
They said, where's the slow-mo button? slow-mo.
Yeah. Bro, every fight scene was slow-mo, and I'm like, all right, that's enough. Take it, chill out.
That was too much. I like the slow-mo. It's cool, but there's a point where it's too much. You're like, all right, we're getting too much slow-mo.
Yeah, I think
Bro,
like that's all their DC movies. Like you said, this just define these slow mo butts and it just
bro, they get extra slow mo. Like they're like,
way too.
charging this, and I was like, all right, they don't need slow mo. Like what am I gonna see? A chubby dude charging at like random extra armies and slow mo, like,
You see
like,
Chichos.
bro, yeah, you see the milkshakes just fly in the air, man.
All right, some things I didn't like. They were just like one, too much slow mo. Two, uh, first off, where's this magic skateboard that he just magically gets everywhere he goes?
Right? I was like,
Bro.
The dude was on a plane, and all of a sudden he's like skateboarding back to where all the skeleton people are. I'm like, bro, where'd you get your skateboard?
Bro, it's like that one item that just like I don't know. You play like a video game, and there's one item you always have to have, and it just keeps respawning. That's like his item. You know, it has to keep respawning wherever he ends up.
bro, it's like Dora and her backpack always have her stuff
Yup.
in there. Yeah. He only had a backpack in the whole movie, so might as well have a freaking skateboard inside the bag. So
Okay, I like the kid in the beginning, and then he got annoying, and I was like,
got annoying.
I'm tired of this. Can they kill the kid off? 'Cause-
I was not the only one. I was like, yo, this kid is starting to get annoying. Like, I just want someone just to frigging.
he progressively got more annoying. I'm like, bro.
Bro, I just wanted Black Adam to just like hit him with a pimp slap and put him in his place. Like that kid was getting annoying as hell.
All right. The other thing, there were just some like really minor things. For example, in the end, towards the end, when I almost said Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate put up like the shield to where they couldn't get through, and then the shield came down, and Hawkman, instead of using his wings, just started running up the stairs. So
yeah,
like,
there were some
I'm like,
parts,
bro,
like, there
you
were
have
some parts
wings.
that makes no
Dramatic
sense.
effect. It's dramatic effect.
No, screw the dramatic effects. If he actually used his wings and flew faster,
He could have
where
made it.
he could have made it and save him.
Because,
Bro, that's funny.
He wants
I'm
to
like,
be,
bro, what are you doing?
like,
Bro, all right, so are we gonna be splitting this movie down by sections, or are we just gonna like just tear it up? Tear up.
no,
a new one
no,
right
no.
now?
So we should like explain how we do this. Okay, so we always say that we're gonna break it down from the beginning to the end, but we never do.
But then we
We
never do.
We actually go to the parts that are like either more important or the most bad part of it, and then we talk only about those parts. So that's how
That's
we.
true.
That's how we
right.
actually do.
So tell me this. Every fight scene. All right. Tell me this. Didn't that movie feel like a Mortal Kombat movie / Injustice movie? Think about before all the.
It felt
fight
very
scenes.
injustice.
Yes, but before all the fight scenes, you know how you play the new Mortal Kombat game and they have like those one-liners, and then the other guys that you're facing has that one-liners, and they do a stance right before they fight, and then they charge at each other. Bro, every fight I was like, yo, why does this feel like not like not a live action Mortal Kombat movie, but why does it feel like a legit
The two one-liners, and then they're like,
yeah,
3, 2, 1, start.
It legit felt like the Mortal Kombat games, and I was like, when they have the freaking cutscenes, and I'm like, bro, what?
They honestly did. Now that you pointed it out,
That's true.
I'm envisioning playing Injustice right now and watching.
Black Adam is exactly how he is in Injustice, basically.
Yeah,
his one-liners are almost the exact same too. I feel like
they just copied
The Rock was
Injustice.
just The Rock's like, yo, I'm gonna need some cool things to say right before I just beat the crap out of this one guy, and just probably plays it a little bit Injustice, like, I'm just gonna copy and paste everything.
I'm gonna just use this.
Just use that. Question.
That and then slow mo.
A lot of slow mo to it. Question. Do you guys think Black Adam was the most boring character of this movie?
No, I actually kind of like that.
No. I thought Adam Smasher was boring.
You thought?
I thought he was a waste.
So for me, I think the villain until the end, because the villain, he was not good. The villain was not good, and then at the end, he seemed pretty cool. He seemed like an Injustice villain, but he's also formulaic. He's just exactly the opposite of Black Adam.
Black Adam. This is the same thing as devil looking.
And then Adam Smasher. All right. So that dude comes from Netflix. He's in all that rom-com Netflix movies. And this dude, legit in the movie, was trying to do like some forced rom-com stuff. Like he was trying to like flirt with this one chick, and that this one girl did not want it. He wanted to get in her like panties and everything, and she's like, "Bro, get the hell out of my face! Like you a scrub."
I kind of got the same vibe from him. He was the comic relief type
But
of
his
person.
his comedy wasn't even good. I
That's
liked
what-
everyone
yeah.
else's comedy. Freaking Dr. Fate when he's just watching the fight, he's like, I'm gonna just watch.
You know who he was trying to be? He was trying to be a mixture of Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Yep, I got
Like,
the
if you
same
notice,
feeling.
But it was forced and it was
Yeah.
cringe and it was like not good. I'm like,
I got the same feeling. Like they were trying to have their own Peter Parker in a way, but way too forced.
It was super forced.
It was super
It didn't
forced.
land. It didn't land.
It came. They tried so hard that it came cringe, and to the point that either you laugh at the joke because of how dumb it was, of how bad they portrayed the joke. And
But-
I don't know. I agree with you. Like they kind of forced that into us. Like
they legit copied the one scene where Spider-Man is carrying the thing and Captain America's like, "Oh, where you from?" He's like, "I'm from Brooklyn." And he's carrying that big ass thing.
yeah,
That's basically copy and paste where he's like he's carrying that statue before it falls
And he's
on
carrying
like,
the
Black
statue.
Adam. And he's
Yeah.
like, "I got you." I'm like, bro, why does that look so familiar to that Civil War scene? And he's just doing a cheesier version of Spider-Man. Like, bro,
Yo, there was so many parts of the movie that like look like Marvel. So you got Atom Smasher, who's like Ant-Man. You had his
Yeah.
uncle, who's like an old guy who passes down the suit, just like Hank Pym. Then you got Dr. Fate, who's like Doctor Strange. You got
Storm. Storm is basically Cyclone.
the mansion that Hawkman has. That looked like Professor X's freaking
Yep.
mansion thing. I was like, bro, what is this, Marvel? Or even he was like an American Black Panther. I was ready to hear the
Wait.
and the
Wait.
when he got
Is
to
it
the
'cause he's
mansion.
Black? Huh? Is it because he's black? That's messed up, bro.
Nah, because he had money. He had like vibranium, like rich stuff, like not rich stuff, high tech stuff.
I felt like they just had a bunch of Wish.com heroes. Like they had Atom Smasher. They just couldn't have the Atom. Like
the
we
Atom
coulda
is a,
have, like,
is a
at
difference.
least- I
It's a
understand
superhero.
that it's Black Adam's movie, so you don't want like top tier superheroes in it, but like they got like a bunch of D-list heroes. Like, and you got like two maybe B-list heroes, which is Hawk, who's technically in the Justice League. But he's not. Nobody cares about him. He's equivalent to Martian Manhunter, and you got Dr. Fate, who I feel like the actor who played Dr. Fate actually did a really good job. Not gonna lie.
I think he stole the show in the movie.
Dr. Fate was
I
freaking
Dr.
awesome, and his suit.
For
That
Dr.
was
Fate,
chef's kiss.
Dr. Fate was the thing was Dr. Fate is I only seen him from Brave and the Bold for Batman and Injustice, and I feel like he kind of did those two, and he did it good. Everyone else was kind of like, I don't know. I was just not feeling them. They were like
Dr. Fate was good.
they were just kind
and-
of annoying.
They killed him off. You killed off the best character.
Well, Dr.
Bro,
Fate, Dr. Fate is not the person. Dr. Fate is the helmet. So any person can wield the helmet and become that persona.
Here's another thing that that just reminded me that what you're saying, that like Dr. Fate is the persona and stuff like that. Two things that kind of changed from the comics to what they released in live action in this movie. One is Black Adam was more hero-like in this movie, like towards the end, versus in the comics he's still like pretty villainous or anti-hero. He was, I don't know, I feel like they made him more like a hero in this movie. And then the second thing was in the comics, Dr. Fate's like a slave to his helmet. Like he can never take it off. I think he even made a deal with the helmet or something like that he can only take it off once a year to see his daughter or something like that. And he took it off all the time. He was just like,
I thought he could take it off.
nah, he's not because he's like a slave to the helmet or something like that.
So what I got from it is this is more like the new 52, because I watched like a couple YouTube videos explaining the old one and the new 52, and the old one, like Black Adam's origin stories, is so different from the original. This is more like 52 where he was an anti-hero. Because I was talking to Messi about it, and he was actually more anti-hero. Like he turned hero, but like at the end, like I was like, bruh. But then when he kind of like stood off against Superman, I was like, all right, he's kind of giving an anti-hero vibe.
Yeah. That's
Because
what
he's like,
that's what
"Bruh,
I
I'll
was
do
thinking. I was
whatever
like,
the hell I
he
want."
kind of like ended off as a hero, but then he stood off against Superman. I was like, okay, now we're
I
getting
mean,
some.
the only hero, quote unquote, hero thing that he did was just stop the same villain that he stopped all those years ago. But it's just like his long nephew. I don't know. Just came back and be a villain and just stopped him again. And then because all the premise of the story was is his son becoming a symbol of hope and then becoming the chosen one, and then him giving the powers to Black Adam, which is the Rock guy. Oh, by the way, before I continue with that, did y'all notice on the very beginning of the movie, how weird the Rock looked skinny?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was CGI,
It was CGI, of course.
if it was like a different person.
The Rock was not gonna lose that weight. The Rock, he's
Right?
not gonna lose that
Yeah,
weight.
he's not like I don't know. Like in the beginning, I saw this scruffy bald dude. Like, okay, this is the Rock for sure. Like they're
Bro,
not
the
showing
Rock,
his face, but
bro,
like,
the Rock looked like me in high school.
yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, so I forgot what I was saying.
You said The Rock looked skinny in the beginning.
Before that, I have some three thoughts, but whatever. I forgot what I was saying.
Yo, I feel like the Rock's gonna smash that one lady, because apparently in the comic books he actually does, and they have the kid gets the powers apparently.
Yo, was the
I
girl
saw that. I was like,
was the
bro.
girl the mom the same actress as the mom in the old times?
Martha. Is that the one you're talking about?
Like in the flashbacks when he had the
Swear to
son
God.
and the wife, was the wife the same actress as the mom?
No,
I don't think so. No.
no, no.
I don't know. They look I thought they looked really similar.
They only showed her like two scenes. One of her not dead, and the other one of her crying. So like, it's kind of hard to compare.
I know it was hard. That's why I was like but they kind of look similar. What was I gonna say?
I have to say,
I forgot.
I feel like.
Go.
All right. So first off, I was waiting for The Rock to do a signature clothing to come out with a white T-shirt. I feel like they're gonna force it. I feel like they were gonna force it in this movie somehow, and they did. I was pretty surprised. I was like, dang man, they didn't force The Rock in a tight black or white T-shirt.
I'm kind of surprised because they're in there with this desert, and like almost every movie that he does
Yep.
in the desert.
Bro,
So
that's signature Rock right there.
I'm surprised they didn't.
He didn't even do the smolder. He didn't even do the Rock smolder. You know how he does the.
He kind of did the smolder.
Well, he was trying to hide it. Like he's trying to be more.
He's trying to,
but like
yeah, he was trying to hide it, but he was like low key already doing it.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yo, one thing that caught me off guard was once Black Adam went into the little like water thing where he was normal again, and they were flying off. I thought the movie was gonna end right there. I'm like, damn, it's kind of short.
Yeah, me too. I thought it's like okay, they win. Black Adam's gonna go there, and then they're gonna do the end credit scene where Superman comes back and whatever. But no, there was still like 40 more minutes of the movie left.
I was like, damn, it ended already. Like, okay, I guess. And then I kept on going. I was like, oh, okay.
Not gonna lie, I actually probably would have preferred it to end there. I felt I would prefer them to do more because at that moment it felt like anticlimactic, where he's like, "All right," and I was like, "All right, well, I kind of wanted more, but I like the whole dynamic where he was just like butting heads with the Justice Society, and they're like just throwing hands with each other. I was like, "Yo, this is different," and then they like forced that villain at the end. I'm like. He was pretty cool, and that fight scene was there just to have like another fight scene and be like, all right, well, Black Adam is not the ultimate bad guy, blah blah blah. But like, I felt like that didn't need to happen. They could have just did more storytelling of Black Adam is just this one guy who showed up, and they're like, well, he's a bad guy because you know he's indestructible, and like he throws hands, and like we're kind of scared of him, so like let's take him down. I felt like they played cool with that.
I thought that like that anything after that. It just kind of like what it didn't land. It didn't land.
It kind of felt forced to have a fight. It felt like
I would have been okay if it ended there, but I wanted more. but I also didn't want it to turn
You
out the
wanted
way
more.
it turned.
You wanted more what they were giving you already.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't want
wanted more what they
of
were giving me,
random.
but then they kind of like just threw something in, and I was like, it's okay, but like it could have been better.
You know, he was
Like
in
they're like,
prison for
oh
like
yo,
2 minutes.
He was
bro.
what?
He was in prison for two
I
minutes.
felt like that was useless. I felt like that was
Yeah,
useless
that
just
was.
to have a fight scene with The Rock just fighting without his powers. I was like, bro, and there was another slow mo.
There was
Slow mo.
Bro, it was
so
slow mo mixed with flashbacks mixed with random people like friggin' like saying, "Oh, let's get together and start an army," and they
so
even throw hands.
the thing I don't get when he says Shazam, he turns to the normal person. This guy was on the water with thingy on, so when he gets out, he's weak, right? Usually you're weak when you're like, on the sleep.
Yeah.
Bro, this dude scrawny as heck, strong as heck, fighting all these people, trained assassins.
Fighting trained assassins for
Bro, and this
like
guy was
a
like
secret headquartered.
he was just like shocking them around without having the powers.
No powers, just a
And then
regular
He
man.
got
Man,
dude, he got
I
shot
have
like
the
10
answer.
times. What?
I have the answer. It's
Let me
called
get- is it-
plot armor. It's because he's The Rock.
Yeah,
Plot
he- he-
armor.
He,
I
he
mean,
can't die.
I mean, in Fast and the Furious, him and Vin Diesel have the biggest plot armor. Like they should have been dead like for 5 movies back. I mean, it's The Rock. The Rock has to have a moment where like people's like, all right, he should have been dead. Or like, I was waiting for him to hit the rock bottom. Not gonna lie. I thought he was
Dude,
gonna catch someone and just rock bottom them for no reason. I was like, well,
and like I don't know where he just grabbed all those people, pushing through. He got shot like 10 times, and he still made it to the water, and magically floated up, and then he just Sam there. I don't know how he did not die. I don't know how he had the strength to even talk.
it's because he's
Uh,
The Rock.
He's
He's the people's champion.
Yeah, that man ain't floating. That's a heavy man. That man's sinking.
Hey, no, he was skinny. He was skinny. Rock
he
at
was
that
skinny
point.
at that moment.
I guess that's true. He's still not floating.
And then he got jacked.
Then he got Jack and flew.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's think. All right, some good parts of the movie. I thought a good amount of the jokes did pretty good. Like landed. I was like, okay, this. I laughed. I laughed more times than I thought I would laugh.
Okay, I agree. In some parts they're like there were some jokes that didn't land, like you said, and I'm pretty sure there were more. But they were kind of corny. In the sense, not corny in a bad way. They were like there's some corny jokes there that you can still laugh at. But they were like I don't know. I have no idea how I can explain it. How
So,
the
like for
jokes-
example, when the fat man got shot, and then Dr. Fate comes in, and he's like, "I'm Dr. Fate," and he's like, "Doc, am I gonna be okay?" He's like, "I'm not that kind of doctor." I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that joke was funny.
and then he
I
goes,
felt
"Don't-"
like I feel like they were just trying to be too much like Marvel in this movie because DC is supposed to be more like not as jokey, I guess. Because like in the Batman movie, they were like just being Batman, and that junk was like Chef Kiss. There, he was not cracking jokes, maybe like 1 or 2. But this one, I feel like they had like a lot of people that try to crack jokes when it's like, all right, it's not the right moment. You know what I mean? Like, let it simmer the seriousness. Like I felt like The Rock, he cracked some of his jokes is good, but like he cracked too many jokes. Like I wanted to see him be more menacing and more savage.
He did crack more jokes than I thought.
I was
Like
"All right,
they
that's-
said, some of them were kind of funny, but I was like, for Black Adam, I was like, I thought you'd be a little more.
Yeah,
menacing.
I thought it would be worse than Batman.
I liked him at the beginning, the first 5 minutes when he showed up and he didn't say a single word. He was just like whooping ass.
And he was
And
just
like,
freaking
like at the end
wrecking.
he looked and I was like, yo, I was like hype. And then when the little kid started getting into him and started like friggin' trying to work on his personality, I was like, yo, shut the hell up, little kid. I'm giving the Black Adam I want. And then the little kid started like ruining Black Adam. I just wanted to jump in the movie and just like freaking knee the little kid. in
Yeah,
the
stupid
face.
little kid.
'Cause then he started like giving friggin' Black Adam like phrases and stuff like that. I was like, I didn't mind it, but like then he started like doing it, and then he started like I was like, all right, like I kind of like the quiet because you don't see The Rock quiet in movies, but
Yeah,
it
he
felt
talks
different.
a lot.
Yeah, he talks a lot, and then he started talking too much, and I was like, I was like, yo, I blame this little kid.
I think the kid was the villain of the movie. Let's just
Yeah, he was.
The villain
Bro,
of the
yo,
movie.
he's
yeah.
at the end scene when they were about to fight the army. He just skateboards like he's cool. I was like, yo, I hope he like hits a rock or something like crack like.
That annoyed me so much. The skeleton army. Why?
Yeah, bro. Okay,
Why?
so
I had no use.
they came out of nowhere. Like, this is a zombie movie now. Like,
And then
why
the
are there
people,
zombies?
the people like with freaking the stupidest things, like a little tiny ass pole. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna kill these little skeletons.
And guess what? Slow motion when they were running to the zombies.
Bro,
Slow
yeah,
motion when they're fighting.
They use
Slow
memo
motion
for
when
this
they everything, bro. But yo, so we're gonna continue talking about more about Black Adam after this fake ad break. So we'll be back.
Dove shampoo.
Alakazam, Shazam! Uncle About Heroes, we are back from our break, and yeah, we're gonna continue talking about it. What else? What else you guys got? I mean,
All right, so there was a couple Easter eggs at the beginning. I don't know if you noticed, but they kept hinting at Superman.
Yeah,
Like,
in the room. There was a lot of
In what
everything he
room?
did was, but like, so when he woke up and he woke up with like lightning bolt coming out of him, the poster that he hit was a Superman poster.
There was a lot, and then there were toys. I mean, the whole room was filled with
was Justice League? Yeah.
The whole room, even with basically Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. But yeah, like you said, the first thing that we see after he just wakes up and snaps, Superman. And then we see a lot of Superman stuff during the movie. I don't know if y'all picked that up. We see shirts, we see the logo, on the
There's
door.
a comic book.
There's a comic book too, and there's a door when he I think opens the door or closes the door. On the other side, there's a Superman logo. I'm sorry, like a poster of Superman. Um, but yeah, there was a lot of references, not references, but like Easter eggs for Superman.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like, come on.
We
like,
know.
We know what y'all
Even at-
doing.
Even at the end, the annoying ass little kid came in acting like Superboy or something like that. Like with
Yo,
that cape.
where the
There's a red
kid
cape. Superman
get
has red
the
cape.
first off, yeah. Why was he wearing the cape the whole time? And secondly, where do you get that freaking like secret passageway in his room where you just like, you know? And then I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah, I don't know how he just built that. I think that used to be like the air vent. Probably, I don't know how those buildings were or are because they have really old TVs. So I'm guessing they have really old stuff in their buildings. But yeah, so it's like I guess it's a secret way that he built through air vents. I'm guessing.
I guess
That's the only explanation that I can think of.
So he won't get kidnapped and sold to child traffickers.
Okay, but the action in the movie was actually pretty good.
Like Taken.
The first fight
It was good.
With the first fight with Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and Black Adam, that was good. That was the best fight out of all the fights.
I think the one of good qualities of this movie was the fighting between them. Like, I know it could have looked like a Mortal Kombat movie, just them.
But it felt like I was watching a superhero movie. Like
exactly,
it felt like comic book.
Yeah,
it felt like I was watching a comic book in live action, and that's what I want to see in a superhero movie. Just a little less slow motion.
Yeah. I actually like the first fight a lot, especially when they did I think it was like the second slow mo where like he started deflecting things, like he grabbed the grenade and like shoved in this one guy's
in his mouth.
And started doing because I don't know, he felt menacing. I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. I thought because he was just going ham and just like disintegrating people and stuff like that. I was like, dang, like why isn't this rated R?
Well, the movie was supposed to be rated R, but I'm guessing they had to.
They had to do a bunch of edits to like make it not rated R.
Not as gruesome, even though there were some scenes that were pretty gruesome,
which I liked.
Yeah,
I liked that they were willing to like get there at
Yeah,
certain
to go to the
points.
line, they didn't cross the line to make it R-rated. I wonder if they stopped there with the gruesome that they show us. I wonder what other gruesome scenes that they had on their pockets, because what we saw is pretty gruesome, and I'm guessing if they cut those scenes, I wonder how bad they were. Like,
They
do
probably
we
would have had
see
like blood and stuff like that, people exploding and stuff like that.
that? That would have been
Because
cool.
if you think about it, because they just went straight to skeleton, so they're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe if we take out the blood and just go straight to skeleton, or like,
Even the
maybe
very first kill that he had, when the guy was like disintegrating, and then his like skull like rolled off. I was like,
All
damn,
right.
okay.
Yeah, like the blood just boiled and just became smoke because he boiled it so hard. I don't know, but yeah, talking about the first after he comes out of the mountain and he just fighting the people in the desert, and then when he just grabs the grenade, puts it on his mouth, that gave me Quicksilver vibe on
yeah,
X-Men.
did
I thought they were gonna
that
do the
or like
same.
Flash.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do the same thing of him just like, okay, let's do this, and everything goes super slow, and they're playing the music because
And
they
then he's
play
doing a bunch of different things.
doing different things, and I thought they were gonna do the same thing, but they did a little bit different. I know they're not gonna literally copy
Yeah.
the
Something
Quicksilver thing.
okay, something else I didn't like in this movie was the music.
It
I
was so
thought they
random.
it was like random music. Like they could have had better choices. They would have, cuz music helps you feel like the movie. Like when you hear like a
There's even like
good
baby
like
come back.
when you hear have like that good like what's it called, orchestra in the background with something playing, and like something intense is happening, you're like, you feel more immersed into the movie. And they just had like random sounds. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I
Pretty.
think with DC projects and even the 2016, I think Suicide Squad had a problem with that as well. The music that they pick, it just didn't flow or make sense to the scenes, and like, we don't mind music because we, like you said, the music helps. It should help the scene make sense and make it better and enjoy and make it more enjoyable. But when, like you said, on some scenes that like the song that they pick, it didn't make sense or just didn't go flow with it. Just, I think it's picked the song because they like listed, didn't allow them to play other songs, or that's the only song that could get. I don't know. I
Nah,
asked
they
questions.
could. If people make songs for movies, so they failed. But
Yeah,
that's fine.
that's fair.
Bro, I'm sure they didn't the Rock's song in it. Just play Face Off randomly in the radio or something like that.
Bro, they could have played Face Off at some point
Either
during
that
the.
or just the Rock out of nowhere just starts
That would have
singing
been
like
funny.
Terramata or something like that.
Dude, if he made a
Product
cameo, him
placement.
drinking the freaking Terramana, that would have been gold. And like, who? I wonder who makes this or who sells this or whatever. And it's
That yeah.
or his
Yeah.
energy drink, his soa, like I think it's soa. I don't know what it's called. So
Oh my
much
gosh.
the energy
That
drink
drink is
that,
so terrible.
yeah, like anything that he sells. So like it would be cool to see like a cameo of it. I don't know.
Yup.
I didn't see any cameos of his of his
Nah, I didn't.
that would have been cool though. I have a question. Okay, so when y'all see like old movies,
Yeah, that would have been actually pretty.
dude, bro, this guy's lagging.
How old are we talking about? Early 2000s, 1990s?
Okay, so go. You're listening to me now. Okay, so
I
yeah,
don't know if it's
so
me.
yeah, it's you, bro. So I was gonna ask you. So you know when you see like an old movie, like probably let's say like 2002. Like, okay, so like, let's go to the X-Men and
Like beginning
Spider-Man.
superhero movies.
Exactly, like X-Men and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Go back to think about those, and imagine
True.
this movie came out on that era of superheroes, but with the same CGI, obviously, not the CGI that's now, because the CGI was pretty good for this movie. I
Yeah.
had no complaint about the CGI. I mean, I there's some stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I
but,
didn't
like,
have any complaints about it. Either.
comparing it to what Marvel has been releasing, really, I have no
No,
complaint.
honestly, I was okay with the CGI. I
I
was
feel like
like,
it would
yeah.
it
it
like
probably
felt
wouldn't
fine.
have been that good because the CGI is what I feel like
Exactly.
The story was alright.
That's
the
my
CGI is
point.
what carried it.
That's my point. My point is, think about this movie be releasing on that time era with the CGI that they had back then. That movie would have been the same as it's of right now. I feel this movie it could have been as great back then because it felt for me it was that type of movie. I didn't see new growth on this superhero movie. Like I think because remember this movie has been in the process of 15 years.
A long time.
It's
Really?
it's
It
been,
actually took that long? I thought it was just
yeah, The Rock.
Yeah, they were
The
gonna.
Rock.
They were supposed to release this ages
long
ago.
ago. The Rock has been cast as Black Adam for years. This is not like new. This
They're just waiting for The Rock to get more size.
probably
To get bigger. We need Black Adam to look freaking huge.
probably yeah.
Back then, early 2000s, he was like small. Well, compared to now. He still was pretty big. And he had hair, so.
And I feel when they were creating the movie, they still followed that old era of superhero movie making. They still did a good job with what they did and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I feel like if they would have learned and improved their ideas, this movie could have been like the DCU savior. Like this movie could have saved DC for more movies to the coming.
But I also don't think it ruined DC. I think it kept it alive.
And yeah, there's a heartbeat there. There's a heartbeat on Warner Brothers with the DC part. There's something in life there. Because if, like I said, if this movie would have been like with the creative that all the movies that we have seen now, and they would have improved and learned from all the mistakes of every superhero movies have done, I feel like this movie could have been better. But apparently, this movie is phase 1.
Yep, they said it's phase 1 of the DC universe
because they're rebooting.
That's a good idea. I think they should just like start from scratch.
That's what they're doing. Phase 1.
That's why. Think about it. That's why
this one is in the same universe as the Justice League.
It is.
Half of the Justice League is like
gone. Exactly.
Either fired or quit.
But this is
the other half is like not even that great.
But this is why we see Superman with his old suit, not his new one, and we see him with his really long curl, like really like iconic curl on this movie. Like because on Zack Snyder he didn't have the curl like super noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't remember seeing him with a curl, but in here, dude, you can literally tell that from a mile away that this dude had a curl there. So they might even Man of Steel 2. I don't think it's gonna be Man of Steel 2. It will be.
You think it'll be like a reboot?
Not a reboot per se. It may continue the story, but I don't think
Suicide
it's gonna,
Squad reboot.
Well, we got the Suicide Squad with James Gunn directing it. Maybe he's directing another project for the Suicide Squad because he got Peacemaker and then he got the Suicide Squad. So maybe he do something else.
It might be Batman versus Black Adam. But
all right, yeah. Since we're talking about it,
let this be good. Please.
Since we're talking about it, post-credit scene, Superman comes back.
Yeah,
we kind of spoiled that like
long ago.
Long ago.
Yeah. So okay. So emotions. What was going through your head?
I was the only one in my theater that cheered.
You were the only one.
I was the only one. He popped up.
Yo,
he popped up, and I go, "Let's go!" Silence. I like.
So lame.
Half the theater in minds just left, and I was like, "Bro, yeah, I don't see superhero movies." And they're like, "Oh man, the mid-credit scenes. All right, these guys are just scrubs right here.
They're major scrubs." In my theater, I was the first one to cheer, and then people cheered after.
Dang.
Because I knew already that scene was coming, and I knew when that Amanda Waller said, "Oh, I'm gonna call Alien to come to Earth and whatever." I was like, "This is it." I put my phone out, started recording.
I started recording too.
I was like, this is it. And then he shows up, and so I was, "Let's go!" And then people started cheering after me. It's like, "Yo, fake fans."
Hey.
Bro, to be honest, I didn't think Superman's gonna show up. I knew she was gonna say, because I already heard that the leak was gonna be that she's gonna say, "Oh, you may be the strongest one on Earth." but now maybe on this
Dude,
planet.
I
I
thought-
was waiting for that, but I didn't think Superman was actually gonna show up. And I was
I
like,
thought they were gonna
what?
leave him in the shadows.
What?
I'm like, bro, if they
Dude,
leave him in the
It
shadows,
took-
I'm
it
gonna
took
off
so
myself.
long. He took so long to appear on the screen. All you see is a silhouette for like 30 seconds.
I was like, bro, if they leave him in
hurry
the
up.
shadows, oh my
But the best thing is
gosh.
that they had him like face to face, and I'm like, yo, man, it makes
Yeah.
me like think about like a wrestling match, but like Superman versus Black Adam. I'm like, yo, I need this. I'm like, yo, I want to see this. Like, it's cool. Like, you had them like sized up. You got freaking a lean Superman, and then you got a freaking monster of a man, Black Adam. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
they actually built up like Black Adam using this movie. If they would
Yeah.
have done that with Batman, maybe Batman versus Superman would have been actually decent than the freaking crud fest. Whoever on this said it was good, it was not a pile of crap. But if they built it up, if they would have built him up just like they did to Man of Steel, Daniel. Daniel. But if they would have built a Batman like they did with Black Adam, then it probably would have been good. So I'm kind of interested in Man of Steel, see where they take it.
Except
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest thing that DC in the beginning did bad. They did Man of Steel. Man of Steel is a great movie, and then they jumped to
They started rushing
the Batman v Super
because they were trying to have the
They're trying to catch up.
success. Yeah, they were trying to catch up, but it's like it don't work like that.
You don't. You need to build those characters up, and that's why when Batman v Superman, a lot of people be like writing that movie up. I don't understand why. The movie sucks. I don't like that movie at all.
For real.
It sucks.
And what's funny, that movie followed almost the formula like this movie. You had Man of Steel, and then you had Doomsday, just random villain. Just like this one, a random villain shows up just to be able to like
Just to
be
be
a
there.
villain.
just to put the two groups together. This one had the two groups had to team up together just to take out the bad guy. The only cool thing is this one had better CGI than Batman versus Superman, but like, I mean, the villain was kind of, we could have done without him.
Yeah, that part, the end, yeah.
Well,
Like I said,
I also gotta plug this in. Like I mentioned, the Mortal Kombat. After he beat the villain, he finished him. Like he did like a legit finisher. Like when he ripped him in half. That's a legit Mortal Kombat finisher.
He
At
did
that
rip
point,
someone in half. I was like,
he
damn.
ripped the bad guy. He ripped the bad guy in half with his bare hands. I was like, all right.
finisher.
All right, I got a
was like, yo,
question. Does Dr. Fate return?
Yeah, of course.
You think
Probably
so?
like a different one. Like,
Yeah,
Well, yeah, a
like-
different person, but like, you think he returns?
Of course, yeah, he will come back. I either
Probably like
want
a while.
they should like I liked him so much that I do wish that they do a prequel before this
Yes.
movie about him.
I could watch a whole Dr.
That'd
Fate
be
movie.
cool. That'd be
That
cool.
would be cool. Dr. Fate was one of the most interesting characters of this whole film.
He was the most interesting character.
Yeah. And like Doctor Strange and Doctor Fate are like the equivalent of DC and Marvel, but Doctor Fate is like on another.
Nah,
higher
he's
level.
better. He's better.
And then if
I
they,
don't know if he's better than Doctor Strange, but like
he is better than Doctor
Story
Strange.
wise,
Story wise, stronger, better costume, better storyline, more magician, better sidekick, better
he's not
costume.
he's not a magician though.
He's a sorcerer,
He-
just
he-
like him.
He is. I thought he just gets his powers from the like the cosmos and stuff like that.
I think
Typically,
Doctor
he's
Strange is
His
stronger.
helmet's like a cosmic being.
Doctor Fate is stronger.
Bro,
Than Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
I feel like Doctor Fate. You know how he multiplied himself? That's like another. That's like another scene from.
From
that's from
Endgame,
Infinity
yeah.
War when
That's
he,
from Infinity War, yeah,
when he
when he-
like
With Thanos.
when he multiplied himself.
And then you got instead of the vibranium, you have like this whatever stone it was.
And Athenium.
Athenium.
Yeah, that one.
I'm not, bro. All right, final ratings for the show out of 10.
The
Movie.
show.
Movie out of 10.
How would you guys think if it was a show, an HBO Plus show?
No.
They probably like do like no. You know what? I wouldn't mind this movie to be a show because HBO does know how to do good shows, not like Disney Plus
They
bullcrap
actually
shows.
do Peacemaker.
Peacemaker is a 10 out of 10 show.
That was fire.
That show was a
Fire.
fire show.
It's not
Especially
a 10
the
out of 10.
intro. The intro.
And so
bro.
that Daniel, you have not seen it, so you do not get to.
You have not seen Peacemaker?
I've seen bits and pieces, and it's
No.
okay.
No, Peacemaker is good. It's one of the best comic book shows.
All right, so if we
There
have
is.
like a comment section and everything like that, put the like emoji that does this and like just like tag Daniel. Like, bro, you rate superhero movies and shows, but you don't watch Peacemaker.
It's okay.
Exactly. No,
Anyways,
watch it.
what's your rating out of 10?
Okay, I'll go first. I originally gave it a 6 out of 10 before I
Damn,
saw
you're
the
harsh.
post-credit scene. But when I saw the post-credit scene, I got so happy of seeing Henry Cavill back that I give it a point extra. So
You can't judge a movie off a post-credit scene.
Well, I mean,
can and I will.
you guys judge She-Hulk just because of a cameo from Daredevil.
But that was within the show.
Okay,
that was within the
it's
show.
okay.
I mean, hey, Daredevil made the show what it is because they milk out. If you notice, they milk out Daredevil so hard on those trailers that people were expecting Daredevil for the very first episode. But no, they had to write him all the way out until episode 8, and then she writes him on episode 8 and episode 9. If you know what I mean, you get it.
Man, I mean, people be expecting too much in the Marvel universe. They want
They
like
do.
everybody and their mama. They want
do.
even freaking just random side characters to show up.
All right, I would give it a 7 out of 10, and that has nothing to do with the post-credit scene. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. I thought it was a good movie. Like I said, I personally, my ratings, 7 equals good. I thought it was a good movie. However, I don't remember if I gave Doctor Strange or Thor a 7. I may or may not have. But this is better than both those movies. So if that's the case, then I'm lowering my ratings for the other two movies, especially because I rewatched them and I'm like, okay, this actually isn't that good. But no, it's a 7 out of 10 for me.
So I was thinking about it. I put it up to an 8. Then I realized that in the movie, if you notice, he kept saying he was a true champion, and I took that as a challenge.
Oh my gosh!
I got to wrestle The Rock now for that title. That has to happen. But like we think about it, I like the story in the middle. We at the beginning where like the same old like, oh, let me go get a lot of exposition, introduce the character, blah blah blah.
The beginning was until he showed up.
Dynamic of them, The Rock, Black Adam, versus the Justice Society, because I like the whole thing where they were like accusing him and saying you're a bad guy, and he was just like, bro, I'm just
I just woke up.
He's like, bro, I'm just trying to mollywop a couple bad guys. Like, let me do my thing. Like, you going to my country and this and this and that. So like, I like that whole dynamic up to the point where they just like, all right, well, we need just like 30 more minutes, just a cool last minute fight where they just inserted a random bad guy, and it's not even like a bad guy with like that's like makes himself unique. The bad guy was like kind of lackluster, and he just like one of those typical bad guys was like a copy and paste, just an evil version of the good guy.
Yep.
Like, so that part kind of like downgraded for me. I wish they would have continued the story and just like had something big, which would have been cool, and then set up Batman versus Superman versus Black Adam, had something like that. And also, to be honest, I like Black Adam. I like The Rock as Black Adam, but there was just like a couple of jokes. Also, the kid made me lower the rating too. Like, that's that kid. If you watch it, screw you. I hope you're not in the next movie. So, all right, I digress. So my rating is probably like, I probably have to say a 7.5.
Okay.
Actually,
I can stand with that.
I enjoy myself.
It was a good movie. It was better than I thought. And I was watching. I saw reviews on like TikTok and Instagram, and they're like lower.
Bro, what's up with that Rotten Tomatoes? Like Rotten Tomatoes was higher for Captain Marvel. Oh my god! This
IGN gave it a 5, and I was like, this is not a 5. I don't know what you're watching, but this is not a 5.
I don't know. I feel like IGN, they really do give mixed reviews. I don't know if they follow like the same amount of people of their.
I think they gave Thor an 8.
Something like that. I think they either
the last one.
They're getting paid by Marvel, and DC is just nothing to them.
No, they gave Captain Marvel a better score than this movie. This movie was way better than Captain Marvel. Like they
gave Captain Marvel a better score than this.
They give they give this the same score as Man of Steel. Man of Steel was actually really good. That's probably the best Superman movie.
Yeah, and they give this a lower score than freaking Thor: Love and Thunder. Whatever. Anyways, that's all I have to say.
And we all gotta know, Morbius is the best movie of all time.
It's Morbid time, baby. So
Get out. Y'all need to go to sleep.
So Andrew, where could they find you? Where you can promote yourself?
You can find me on everything. Like you can find me on Instagram at True Champ Reyes. You can find me on Facebook at True Champion Andres Reyes. You can find me on Twitter. Guess what? True Champ Reyes. And you can find me on YouTube to follow my vlogs on the Road to Greatness at not True Champ Reyes, but it's Road to Greatness. And my merch. Buy my t-shirt and my merch so I can make money and become great.
You can even see his logo on YouTube. If you're not watching, you can see it on YouTube.
There you go.
There you go.
You can find me at Danny42 with 3 N's, 2 is taken on Instagram. I am not everywhere because I'm a boomer. Anyways, yeah, you can follow me. Let me know who you are so you're not a weirdo. But if you are, go ahead of this guy.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Messi.17_ on Instagram. And you can always follow us on Instagram, TikTok, No. Oh, I don't know why I was saying Snapchat on the mixture, but we don't have Snapchat.
Be real. You can follow Unqualified Heroes. Be real.
You should do that.
No,
never mind. Too much. There's too much social media to go around. But yeah, whatever. You can always follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Listen to us, share, comment, and please do comment because we always like to engage with our audience.
I love comments.
Yeah. Daniel always be commenting gag. Like he's like seconds. You say something like within seconds you will get a response.
Daniel be like, yo, this is so good. I know, right?
You know what's so funny? We post something on social media. He's the first one to post a comment in our post.
He's like, you guys are so mean.
Then he goes back to the actual qualified page to comment back on his comment. You just
I'm gonna like it too.
Yeah, so please comment so I'm not commenting on my own comments.
My God.
This is what you've led me to.
All right, so that's it. So yeah, Black Adam came out technically speaking on October 20. We saw it on 2020. Episode will be dropping on October 21st. Go see it. If you do not believe our rating is good enough for you, go watch it for yourself. Enjoy it yourself, and then you can let us know in the comments if you disagree or agree with our comments or ratings. Again, I gave it a 7 out of 10. Daniel,
7.
Andrew,
7.5, and you better agree with my rating or else. You
know. Yeah, so that's our rating for Black Adam movie. Go watch it for yourself. It's in theaters right now, and then
yes, sir. And this is our show. Unqualified. Wait. Shazam!
Yeah, I am cutting that part out. I am a little bit of bleed.
Finish him.
All right, guys.
Shazam! I'll make sure you don't cut it out. I'll just keep on saying it.
All right, guys. You have a good night. Peace out.
See ya.
Bye.
Bow.